the Black Prince plans for that terrible day when he will destroy and conquer the entire solar system.
The mechanical keyboard community is a very interesting place. If you're trying to get into the hobby as like a beginner, you will most likely be in the dark unless you have like a friend or something that can help you. Online resources for mechanical keyboards is fucking barren wasteland. People are, I don't know if it's gatekeeping. It probably isn't, but it's like they're very fucking vague, and there's no like definitive guide or resource that you can use to figure anything out. You're most likely gonna have to piece shit together like it's a fucking escape room. I definitely ran into my own complications, so you're definitely gonna see some of that in this video. I'm not gonna spoil anything, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. So I don't think I've actually mentioned this yet, but this keyboard is actually not for me. It's for my friend's birthday. His name is Nicholas. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's in some other videos, but you know he's
Thầy làm chết mày với tao cho mày. Mày chửi thầy tao bắn mày liền á. Tụi tao bắn mày á.
You know, he's yeah. So like I wanted to pick something that like is very you know, simple-minded for a simple-minded individual. So, you know, I went with tactile switches. I don't even remember why I picked Halo Trues. I just did, and that's the ones I bought. So those are the ones that went in the keyboard. I liked them. I looked up a video before I bought them, and I thought they sounded alright. Yeah, that's all I have to say about the switches, to be honest. They're good. They're good. So the keycaps were actually probably the hardest part to pick, because like I couldn't think of like a color scheme that Nicholas like usually goes for, or like a theme that he usually likes. So I kind of just picked something that I thought looked good. And honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with how these came out. I got them off Amazon, and they were like fairly cheap. And they look pretty damn good. You'll see after I actually put them together, it's a good set for like the amount of money I spent on it. So yeah, in the keycaps department, I'm actually pretty satisfied. For the case, plate, and PCB, I'll admit that I cheaped out a little bit. I went ahead and just got like a combo. It just came with the plate and the PCB in the case. It's nothing special. I tried to get something with like less branding on it. There's a sticker on the bottom. I just peel it off later, so I think it looks alright. This is probably the part where you actually want to cheap out, because it virtually like it's just aesthetics at that point, and it's just a white case. So, and I was going for like a minimalist look anyways, so I think this works. Last but certainly not least, I picked out some lube. I got Crytox. Not a hard decision. Not much to say about lube. If you don't know what it is, you use it on switches and stabilizers. It makes them sound like less scratchy. Yeah, not much to say here.
Look, I give it to you raw, you know?
Give it to me.
Hit a beat, G.
Now, whenever I was talking about complications earlier, what I was referring to was looping the switches. Now, I was not under the impression that you needed a tool to open the switches, and you technically don't, which is what I found out later. But it's heavily recommended that you do, because otherwise you're gonna have to find a improvised way to open the switches, which I found that could potentially damage the switches and the housings, so you have to be careful with doing that. But yeah, I did figure out a way to open the switches with a pocket knife, and I also was not under the impression that it was going to take 6 hours to complete all the switches for my 60% keyboard. I thought maybe 2 hours or maybe 1 hour to lube all the switches. I didn't think it was going to take that fucking long. And when I heard him say that he could only finish 15 switches in 1 hour, I was like, damn, this guy's a fucking beta male cuck. I could probably finish like 30. This guy's got to be bugging, right? And then I start doing them, and I'm like, damn, this shit takes a while. So, you know, I turn on some fucking Office, right? And I sat there for 6 hours, and I cranked out all 61 of those fucking switches. And yes, I did it without the switch opener or the little stem holder thing, because, you know, I'm just built like that. You know what I mean? I'm just built like that. So yeah, I got it done. Lubing the switches, definitely. I wouldn't say it's the worst part of building the keyboard, but it definitely 100% took the longest. In terms of other mods, nothing took really as long as looping the switches. I did 3 other things. I snipped the stabilizers. They came lubed, so I didn't really have to mess with the stabilizers that much. They were snap-ins, so they weren't that great. I also band-aid modded the PCB, which is like kind of like highly debated whether or not it actually does anything, but I did it anyways. And then I also put some of the foam that came with the boxes underneath the PCB, which I actually do think made it sound a little better. But other than that, yeah, I put it all together after I put the foam in. So yeah.
Pay attention. If you want to get into this, and you really, really do, and you think you got a little something, and you know, you got to go directly for what you want. And if you go for that, you can get it.